Okay. And I think we're
Are you
good.
live?
I'm sorry about the technical issues we had
Are you
there.
live?
I think we're live.
Are we?
I think we're live. You tell me. You're watching the screen.
I don't know. I don't see nothing. 6 watching.
We got trouble?
And I'm not
Okay,
seeing
there's a
that
delay on
Geist
my screen. There's a delay.
that you read. Geist's comment that you read? Oh, there we go. All right, here we go. There it is.
We good?
There it is.
Pete
We're
Hawkins.
good.
Moist.
We're
so
on.
moist. It's
We're
wet.
here.
So wet it's
We're
dripping.
here.
So much
We're
dripping.
here.
It's
We are
gushing.
here.
Gamertag is in the chat. How's it going, Gamertag? Let me refresh this chat because it's not updating.
Everybody,
from here.
GG, Gamertag, GG.
So sorry about the technical issues.
Pete Hawkins, GG.
But this is just what happens.
Lena, GG.
So why are there...
German Warfare, GG.
The comments are appearing on my screen, but they're not appearing on my chat thing that I've got here. I don't know what's going on. I have no idea what is going on here.
Together.
It's fine. I can still read them on the screen. It's okay. We got Gamertag. We got Geisen. We got your arch enemy. What is up, everyone? Let's bring this mic a little bit closer. Decepticon.
You're too close. That's
too close? That's too close. All right. Okay. Whoa.
Back it off.
Whoa.
Oh, Cow's in the chat.
Oh, shit. Cow with the cash donation. I think.
Jesus.
Hold on a sec. Let's see if he triggers the alert. If he triggers that alert.
Oh, yeah. Let's see the animation.
Here it comes. Let's have that alert.
See that animation. See the little animation.
Come on.
Sean Simmons.
There it is. There it is.
House.
Thank you very much, Cow714, with the $20 dues. Already, you've made it worthwhile. You've made it worth my while doing this.
We did it. We can feed the village for days.
We can feed spud skins for everyone.
For days.
Days, weeks, whatever.
Muzz in the chat. GG Muzz. G.
Sounds good, looks good, says Sean Simmons. You do too, Sean. You look good too. All right, there you go. You made my day. I'm making your day. Muzz, how's it going? Okay. With the introductions out of the way. And let me thank Cow once again for that ridiculous generosity that he is famous for on this channel. Welcome to episode number 6 of Touching.
Cow is gone. He's
out. And I'm gone. Poof. Poof. I'm gone.
Care.
I'm like, I don't care about VR. I don't care about games. I just want to give this man money. I just want to go to this man's stream and give him... You know what? I'm just going to derail this podcast a little bit here. Because I want to talk about Cow briefly.
Profess that you're a prostitute and this is how he's paying you?
No. Although that's a good idea. You know, laundering that cash. What if Cow is like a celebrity? You know? What if it's like Daniel Radcliffe and he's like, you know what? I've got millions in the bank. I'm just going to go around to the streamers. I'm interested in VR. Nobody knows about that. I'm just going to donate to these guys. Like what? What's the explanation otherwise? You know? No?
What is it?
I'm asking you.
What are you asking me
What
for?
makes them tick? What makes Cow tick? Why does he do this?
I have no idea. I don't know what's going on in this photo. He's got like a is that his hair? What is his hair? His hair's out of control. He's got a set of headphones on.
I don't know. Is that even him? Is it even him?
No one knows. He's a man of mystery.
Nice handheld TV there, says Peace. Ha ha ha.
He would like that TV, don't you?
You like that TV, Peace? He must, but I don't know why he loves me, your arch enemy, because I can't recall how he got into my content, if you know what I mean. Where did he start watching? I don't think he's interested in VR. Anyway, as I was saying, welcome to episode number 6 of Touching Tips, the only PSVR podcast this side of the Atlantic that features an Irish host combined with a New Jersey host in the form of Dicepticon, the Jersey Devil himself. How's it going, Decepticon?
How you doing?
Why don't you tell us a little bit about how you've been for the last week?
I've been alright.
Oh, he's been alright.
I'm fell a little under the weather.
Under the weather? What?
No.
What happened? What happened?
Did some work, some yard work, you know.
Did some work and then you didn't feel good after doing work, huh?
Nope.
Your body doesn't know what work is,
Decepticon.
It was rejecting us. It was like, nope. No, thank you.
Shut it down.
Kiwi, how's it going, Kiwi MT? Milk prices are up.
Oh shoot, milk prices.
Do you know what that means?
Shoot.
Time to start selling.
That means don't buy milk.
Sell.
That means buy
sell that
milk.
milk. It's time to sell it. All right, we're playing Wall Street game over here. Decepticon, it's been an eventful week for PlayStation VR.
Oh, it's the pumpkin-faced uncle.
You agree? What?
Nothing.
It's the pumpkin-faced uncle with a guilty conscience. What?
Big Papa.
Oh, cow. Oh, that's what it is. Maybe.
Could be.
That's a good theory, Germ. Big Papa Pump. Johnny Right Pop. How you doing, Johnny Right Pop? I hope you're well. As I was saying.
These are feel-bad donations. Feel bad.
Well, it's not as bad as I felt all those years ago.
Oh.
All those years ago, Decepticon. You know? Got stitches.
Ooh.
Did I tell you I had to get stitches? Anyway.
Oh.
Anyway, can we please talk about State of Play? All right.
Is that what we're talking
Can
about?
we please talk about State of Play? JC569. What's up? What's up with you, JC? I hope you're well. Thanks for joining us.
What's going on with JC?
Let's tell him what's up. Let's tell him about State of Play. Let's tell JC about State of Play.
You know what? Tell him.
So State of Play,
Wait for.
which is Sony's answer to Nintendo Directs. You know, they're kind of moving away from these press conferences and these big shows where it's like pricks talking on stage. You know, not pricks. You know, they're probably decent people, but lads in suits talking shite about things that, you know, they're wasting time. You're watching these shows, all you want to see is the trailers, but in the meantime you're watching these interviews, people shaking hands and the crowd applauding them, blah 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 blah. So these State of Plays, the idea is they cut out all that nonsense and they just show you trailer after trailer after trailer. And the first two have been good to us. You know, the first one showed off Iron Man. The second one was like No Man's Sky. Was No Man's Sky in the first one? I can't remember, but like they've been good for PSVR.
Short and sweet.
Short and sweet, yeah. So this one was like 20 minutes long. And honestly, I didn't expect much for PSVR in this one.
No, I didn't either.
But we got stuff, you know. So I was pleasantly surprised with what we got. Something like that. Let's go through it. PP's got his PJs on. This is my Hawaiian shirt. This is my Hawaiian shirt. You know, I am on vacation. You know. We got, look, check out this lovely weather we have. We got the green skies.
Nice that you're allowed to do whatever you want.
Exactly. And I'm wasting it here talking to Decepticon. What a tragedy my life has become.
What a mystery.
Anyway, so the very first thing they showed was a game called Humanity. And when I saw this first, I didn't even realize this was a PSVR game. But apparently it does have PSVR support. I don't know to what extent it does have. I don't know if it's a mode. I don't know if it's like the entire thing playable in VR. But it's a weird looking game. It's like bunches of NPCs, or are they even NPCs? They're probably all controllable by the player. It's like, it just shows like thousands maybe of people, and they're forming these shapes.
Shooting things. Like
shooting things. Beams. It kind of looked like something like Lemons or something like that, you know? It was like thousands.
Lemons.
So I read the PlayStation blog. I wanted to look up a bit more about this once I heard that it had PSVR support. And what I learned, man, you should see this PlayStation blog. It's like the guy behind the game. It's like a Japanese name. I don't know what. I can't remember what it is. I didn't write that down. But he was, instead of explaining what the game is, he kind of talked about his inspiration for the game. He talked a lot about birds. So he was on about like the flocks of birds, and like if you're watching a flock of birds, the patterns that they make. So if you look at the trailer, you see like thousands of people and they're making weird shapes. There was like a DNA helix structure at some point as well. And he described it as, what would it be like if there was a beings above humans, so like transcendental beings monitoring humans the way that we look at a flock of birds. And apparently that's what the game is. So you tell me what that means, Decepticon. What does that mean?
I have no idea.
What does that mean? What are we going to be playing?
That it looks like it's a interesting looking weird game.
Yeah. So this is behind the dudes behind Res Infinite and Tetris Effect.
What was that other game back in the day? It was like an overhead game where you would like have a little circle. It was like the graphics weren't anything, and you had to run away from zombies. It was like a setup like a mall, but it was like an overtop flat view.
How old is this? How old?
Old. This is old. Might even be PS3.
PS3 isn't that old. Come on. When you say old, I'm thinking fucking Nintendo, Super NES and SNES and shit, right?
No.
You talking about Dead Nation?
Is it Dead Nation? No, that's too
PS3.
graphical. Like this is like circles. They were just like literally they were like circles. With like the enemies were red circles and like your dot was like a blue dot.
It's not that arg.io or something where you're absorbing these other dots and making yourself bigger? No.
But basically you're running through and you gotta like pick up the people in the mall and then you gotta run out of it but it's eventually you'll have this train of people following you trying to get out of this mall while there's like all these other
we got some suggestions in the chat there. Check out the chat. Is any of them the game? The Last Guy?
Zombies? Last Guy. That's it. That's it. The Last Guy. Yep. That's it. That's a good game.
Muzz has a comment here. He says he didn't even realize Humanity was a game at all until somebody said it was. I thought it was just a logo, a long drawn out intro.
The Last Guy, of course, Jimbo would know. Jimbo knows every game.
Jimbo, how's it going, Jimbo?
This
is Decepticon's best. Is he your BFF? Would you say he's your BFF?
Game guru. No, he's just an
acquaintance.
A BF.
A best friend.
Just a 1F.
Just 1F, not forever. It's a temporary. He's a temporary best friend, Jimbo.
This is there.
You're disposable. You're disposable, Jimbo. That's what he's saying, not me.
He's another character that I just met in my voyage long.
So you think you think it's going to be like The Last Guy then?
Kind of.
That's the vibe you're getting?
I think, yeah, it looks like that. Kind of.
I thought it was interesting how it showed like there was a huge group of like, but we'll say 1,000 even though I don't know the number. And they were facing off against another huge group.
Insane.
It looked like an even split down the middle and they were just clashing in the middle, if you know what I mean. And I don't know what was going on. I don't know how you're controlling that.
It's like a simulator. If it's like got a simulator part to it where you can just mess around with it too.
Well, it's like
watch it.
A Humanity simulator. He did mention something about simulation in the blog post.
Interesting.
But I skimmed it because I was like, what is going on here, you know? This is too cerebral for Decepticon. So I didn't want to get into too much detail I didn't want to hurt your head. You know?
My head, your head. You're the one with the hamster brain.
No.
Hamster.
Just trying to refresh that chat over here.
Lemming
For some reason it won't work.
You got a lemming brain. Brian Smith with oh my god.
It's Brian Smith.
I'm gonna scroll up. Somebody said they're from New Jersey. Where is this? Who said that?
Pete Hawkins. It's just lemons with people? Question mark? I don't know. Well. I do not know what it is. Nobody really knows. Miguel Espinosa.
Decepticon cares for no one. You see that, Jimbo?
El Pasión.
Heart of darkness.
El Fuego. Miguel, how's it going? Welcome. What's up, fellas? Have you seen the new game coming out called Warzone?
Warzone?
For PSVR. Another first-person shooter. I think I heard about that a few months ago.
Is it VR?
I think it's one of those things where it's like coming out in PC and PSVR and it's going to be cross-play and it's going to be fucking suck your dick every time you play it. It's going to be it's going to be magic.
Okay.
But until I see the gameplay, like with Alvo, I need that gameplay before I can get hyped.
I need it. You need the gameplay.
All right, because until then,
I want no
in my head, it's
I want no animation scene.
No CG. I just like
I don't want no sequence.
Until I see it in action, in my head, I'm just gonna think of it as like Honor and Juicy graphics, you know, Roblox, Rec Room. Pumpkins, it's you and Decepticon. It is me and Decepticon, Brian Smith. Thank you for letting me know that. Deej, 1984 with the oi oi oi. How's it going, Deej? Next up on my list of what we saw at State of Play. Gameplay over hype, says Mercosur. I don't know what he's talking about. Oh, he's talking about yeah, exactly. I agree with you, Mercosur. Gameplay is better than hype. Okay, anyway, so L.A. Noire. All right, because Brian's getting slithery now. He's getting slithery now.
You played it.
Well, this was a surprise. So we knew that L.A. Noire was going to come to PSVR, but we never knew when.
Complete surprise to me. I wasn't home all day. I came home and then you were playing it, and I was like, "Oh, what the hell?"
I was streaming.
I thought you got a key of something.
Were you like just rubbing your eyes, like what? What am I seeing over here? Yeah.
I didn't know if you had a PC or something. You got all of a sudden you got the Quest.
Got donated. Someone donated a PC. Rockstar, like, you know what? We need you to cover this game, Pumpkins. Here's a PC. Boom.
So is the discount correct? Is that a real thing? People are saying if you had the flat version, you get 25% off.
That is indeed correct, Decepticon.
All right.
But yeah,
that was legit
so that
or not.
anyway, as I was going to say, we didn't know when it was going to come out, so all of a sudden they showed this trailer at the State of Play, and at the very end of the trailer, it's like out now, stealth release, which is like really unusual for Rockstar to do. Usually they really hype up their games for like fucking 20 years and then they releases, but because it's VR, and this game has been out for like a few years on PC already. Is it a few years? I think it's more than a year anyway.
Think so, yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while. So I immediately ran to my PlayStation store and I saw it was 30 quid. And I was thinking to myself, we already talked about this, but I was like, Espire 1. That was going to be 30 quid. But seeing as that's not coming out, and we'll talk about that in a sec, I'm going to put that 30 quid into L.A. Noire. And I streamed it.
Table of Tales.
Well, I think I made the correct choice. I made the correct choice.
The purchase to make.
I streamed it for 2 hours last night, and I had a lot of fun.
Okay,
I had a lot of fun.
Great.
That's all. I'm not discounting on Table of Tales, or I'm not discounting on. I'm sure we both made the right choice. All I'm saying is
applauding you in chat right now.
Where's them clapping emojis?
Yes.
Driving.
What's his name? Clapping.
Driving is fun, says your arch enemy. My only issue with driving is that sometimes the camera seems to lose your move controller and it kind of locks you
dark
in.
Too.
That was that, yeah. At nighttime it was dark, but daytime is perfect. Daytime's really good. And like, there's a bunch of shit. I'll read out that stuff in a sec. Lost stream delay. Haha, you guys rock. Sorry for throwing you off track. Don't apologize. I get distracted very easily. Pumpkin face paint on PS Store this year. Asked Jason. I don't know. Maybe.
Are they gonna do it again?
I don't know. Could be a once in a lifetime thing though, because just like me, I'm a once in a lifetime kind of guy.
Just like the box. Just like my name.
Brian Smith says, "Say something to me." Decepticon.
Brian Smith.
Calm down, Brian.
Just calm down. Look at him. Look at Brian. Everyone.
Thirsty.
Everyone stand up and applaud to Brian Smith. Everyone jump on his shoulder, pat him on the back.
Anyway,
give him noogies.
As we were talking about L.A. Noire, so it's not just the PC version of L.A. Noire, like ported. They have made some additions, and I had it in front of me, and of course I've lost it. Where did you go? L.A. Noire article. Oh my god, it was right there, I swear. I swear. Oh wait.
What are we going to see?
Well, they've added new things to us, because it's not just the same thing. They've added mini games. I'm just going to go from memory. Okay? So there's 3 new mini games. So on top of the 7 case files, I should clarify, it's not the full game. So it's not L.A. Noire flat, just put into VR. That's like 7 special or specific cases that they took from the flat game, and they reworked them into virtual reality. But not only is them 7 cases, but there's also 3 new mini games. So there's boxing, where you fight 12 different opponents. There is street racing, which is a new thing, and they have added target shooting as well, I think. I don't know how to access these things. I didn't see them in the menus. Maybe you have to complete the 7 cases first, or maybe you have to go to like specific locations in the world. Jason wants to be cool like you. I assume you're talking to me and not Decepticon.
No, he's talking about
me. He's not talking to you.
He's talking about you.
Deej says,
unbuttoned Hawaiian shirt there.
I've still not played it yet. Spent all day on No Man's Sky. Deej is loving that No Man's Sky. But yeah, L.A. Noire, I really enjoyed it. There is some issues I have with it. So basically, movement control is kind of, especially turning. Like you got the smooth locomotion, which is good. And like the basic stuff is all there, which is good. Like it's pretty much what you expect. But I don't know if when's the last time you played a Rockstar game like Red Dead or GTA or whatever? Have you ever noticed when you're moving your characters around, they're like really clunky, and they need to build up momentum, and they don't just stop straight away. They need to slow down again, which I suppose is realistic, but
a kind of realism to it.
Yeah. Which isn't bad, like, but in VR it kind of feels weird. So like when I'm trying to turn Cole Phelps around, I feel like I'm turning a truck around rather than turning a person around sometimes. He takes like a real wide angle, if you know what I mean. So that's one of my gripes with the game. But other than that, they've really done a good job. Like, the graphics are really good. The draw distance is really good. Nighttime was a bad thing. Like, nighttime was too dark. But other than that, and the controls taking a little bit of getting used to, it's really, really good. And I recommend it. I've only played 2 hours, but I still recommend it.
Yeah.
For
and
30,
Muz's
for
comment
30?
too with them putting their toes in the VR now, like, will that spark?
Yes, that's going to tie into a question.
Man, give us Vice City.
We got
give
a question.
Vice City in
we'll
VR.
talk about that a bit more in
give
depth.
Me that Vice City.
I missed Christopher Harris' stream. How's it going, Chris? Or not stream? Question.
Question marks. Am I?
What? Is Decepticon high? Always. Red Dead was the last flat game I played. Couldn't get into it. Wasn't VR, says Deej. I enjoyed Red Dead, but I didn't enjoy it as much as I enjoyed the first Red Dead.
Can you roam the whole city?
I was allowed to. Like, did you watch that part of the stream where I was like, there was an objective to the right, and somebody asked me if I could just drive around wherever I wanted to. So I went left instead. So I just kept driving straight. And I was ticking off landmarks. So it was like 1 landmark discovered out of 30 and stuff like that. So it sounds like it's free roam. I haven't gone everywhere, and I haven't seen a map to see what the crack is there. But, like, the streets are kind of dead. Like, it's kind of, it feels a bit like a ghost town kind of. There is cars on the road. And there is some NPCs.
That's like one of the few Rockstar games I have not played. Never played it.
I enjoyed it when it came out. It was a little bit too long, I think, when it came out. But other than that, it was unique. It was fun.
A couple people I knew were really into it.
Yeah. Christopher Hart says, I like the fighting scenes, and I think that's probably my favorite part of it too. Like, I really like the fighting is really good. You know? And like, especially because their faces are so ridiculously well detailed.
Animated.
Yeah, so like when you slap them across the face and then their faces squint up like that, it's just hilarious. I love it. Hello, Decepticon. Brian Smith really wants your attention.
Hello.
All right.
Brian Smith. Brian.
Is there anything else we can say about L.A. Noire? I know they improved technical aspects of it too for this port. So like the draw distance is increased over what it was, and performance has been increased. Weapon tuning has been increased, or improved, I should say. And a bunch of other stuff. The shotgun was a bit finicky when I used that, the pump action shotgun, because anytime I'm using 2 hands on a weapon with the move controllers, I never have a good time. I don't know about you, Decepticon, but I stick to them one-handed weapons, so like the revolver or whatever, and that's way handier to use.
What's that? What don't you like?
It's like a pump action shotgun in L.A. Noire, and it's like other games.
2 motion controllers?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
I hate that because it's also finicky, and then one ball gets in front of the other ball.
Weird too, because you don't have
anything. Yeah, they're drifting. Exactly.
Yep.
Pete Hawkins says, "Lol, you hit every car on the road." Indeed, I did, Pete. But I had a good time doing that. How are you today? I'm good, Brian. Thank you for asking. I hope you're well. Imagine if Rockstar did Bully VR, says Deej. They've got such a huge library of games that would be great in VR, including GTA, of course.
All of them. All of them would be fun. Everything. Just give it all. And like I said last stream, just give me everything. Just remake it all. I'll buy it all. Just give me all of it.
Okay, so moving on a bit, there was, after L.A. Noire, they did like a sizzle reel of a bunch of games, which I will play in the background now, providing the stream doesn't crash, fingers crossed. So, it was, let's just take them one at a time. So, Espire 1, okay?
Espire 1.
And when they show Espire 1, they actually have the days, it says September 2019, but as we all know, Espire 1 got like a last minute delay. And it was like, alright, so I believe that delays are good as long as they make the game better. But to delay the game mere hours before it was supposed to release, I mean, what's going on with this studio? I think they're called Digital Load. What's going on with them that they need to like leave it to the very last second to make these announcements that they're going to be delayed? Because people had it pre-ordered. People maybe took a day off work or whatever.
That pre-order money.
But you can still pre-order. Like, I wouldn't cancel a pre-order just because the game got delayed by a few weeks, which is what they're saying. It's been pushed back by a few weeks. We don't have anything definitive about that. the new date, but they delayed it first, and then this came out the day later. So this stayed in place. So the date that they're showing on the screen here is not accurate, and that video was supposed to loop, but it didn't. That's fine. I'll just manually do it. I'll manually loop that shit.
Showing all of them.
I'm gonna click loop here, Decepticon, while you keep them busy by talking.
Right.
There you go. I've done it. I've done it all by myself, and you haven't said a single word.
Great job.
Thank you. So yeah, Espire 1 delayed. Communication poor from the studio. But they made a video and they made a post, so they explained why it was delayed. So they've been to like lots of trade shows and stuff this year, like Gamescom, places like that, and they've been getting feedback from people. And apparently there's been a good bit of complaints in terms of performance of the game. So what they want to do is improve that, but I still don't see why that took to the last second. Marcosaur says Killing Floor Incursion had two-handed weapons, but it allowed you to pump the shotgun one-handed. Was pretty good workaround. Yeah, Killing Floor 2 handled it well. I enjoyed pumping the shotguns, but it's just when you're holding.
I'm looking forward to playing that on a spooky Thursday.
A terrifying Thursday. A terrifying Thursday, alright? Get it right.
Whoa.
What's Muzz saying?
Terrifying Thursdays.
Would it be possible with the PS5 hardware for Rockstar to have GTA 5 in VR, I wonder? Well, you're pretty much touching on the question that we'll be getting at towards the end that came in from Tradition. But now obviously we don't know what the PS5 is completely capable of when it comes to VR. But you'd imagine yes, you know. Laner says don't see why not, and I would agree with Laner. Looking at the PS5 specs, I think about any PS4 game could come to VR, says Laner. At least the current gen PSVR specs. Yeah, like with the 1080p screen and whatever. Might be a different story for PSVR 2 with more demand in hardware. So yeah, the other game that they showed in this like sizzle reel is called After the Fall. What do you think of this one?
After the Fall looks interesting. It looks cool.
So this has been made by Vertigo Games.
Multiplayer shooter.
Yeah. Well, it's probably single player too. Like it's not just multiplayer, is it?
I don't.
It's like
think
optional co-op, probably. So like,
I'm sure.
like Arizona Sunshine. So these are the same dudes. They made Arizona Sunshine. They're making this game now. After the Fall. Now you were saying it's a 4-player co-op game, but from the trailer I've seen on PC, it's 4-player.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
It looks like from the trailer that I saw, it just showed like 2 people maximum. I think I never saw more than 2 people shooting at the same time. So I suspect it's two-player on PSVR, which is like what happened with Arizona Sunshine as well. You can do 2-player co-op. Or was it Arizona Sunshine that was limited on PSVR? You don't know.
I don't think so.
Why are you like this? Why are you like this?
Is it 4-player on PC? I don't know.
Maybe I'm getting mixed up with a different game.
I don't have it.
Your arch enemy says Raw Daza did great two-handed weapons / reloading. Did you play Raw Daza?
No.
Me neither. So we're just going to have to take your word for it, your arch enemy. But I still think it's weird, like no matter what, if you have the 2 move controllers,
it just feels weird.
They're floating, because that's the weird part. That's why the aim controller is so good.
Yeah, for me it has to be like one or the other.
So yeah, After the Fall is going to come in 2020 sometime. We don't know when exactly.
4-player horde mode. I thought that was 4 players. I think that's 4 players still on PSVR as well.
Is it?
Just the horde mode, yeah.
Okay.
I think.
Stardust Odyssey.
2 in co-op.
2 in co-op, 4 in horde.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Stardust Odyssey, which is when I saw this first, I thought it looked like Starblood Arena, and which I was like, uh-oh.
Yeah, it looks exactly like Starblood Arena.
This didn't work out so well the first time, but now after looking at it more closely, and I read the PlayStation blog about it too, which explained nothing about the game. It was like a developer, and he was talking more about the art style and how it's based on an underwater / Silk Road / something / something. He didn't actually go into detail of. I don't even know if it's multiplayer or not. I can't tell. He was talking about whales. It's like sea animals, and they're hauling cargo, and it's your job to get the cargo from point A to point B or something like that. But I don't really know.
Right there. Look at it. Ah, yeah.
Well,
look at it.
I'm not seeing that because
it's on the delay.
We got a delay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Your arch enemy says the moves suck. They do. Let's be real. They do.
They do.
Jimbo says space.
Jimbo with the correct answer.
Space Channel 5 is a strange choice. What the fuck is Sega doing with VR as Gungrave was crap? Also, were we about to talk about that next? Yes, we were. Space Channel 5 VR.
It's part of that. Yep.
Full title. Kinda funky newsflash. That's the full title. You know, that's coming out in awesome 2019. And the only thing I have to say about that is that it looks like fucking anime, weeaboo, trash.
Love that dancing game.
It looks like a dancing game. That's basically what it is, and I don't think the world needs that. But whatever.
Another one.
No, not even one. Doesn't even need one. All right, get that out. Get that out of here. Why do we have Why do we only have one firewall, and we got multiple dancing games and shit like that? It's like there's no justice. There's no justice in this world. And then the last one then in that sizzle reel, which is more exciting, is Gorn. Sounds like porn.
No date still. I'm excited.
Well, no, they say winter 2019, I think, in the trailer, or late. It's late 2019 still no anyway.
Date. Still
no, it's not date, but we got a window, and like that window's pretty soon. Mm-hmm. You know.
Will it be finished by then?
My concern about Gorn is, like, what's the like the length of time I'm going to be interested in that. You know, I mean, you're just beating dudes. I know you're good at beating dudes off, Decepticon, but even you might get tired of this one after a while. It just looks like you're in one arena the whole time as well.
Like I was describing earlier, it's like drunken bar fight with more toys, better graphics, more things to do, dismemberments, chop off bodies, buffs up. That's your thing. It's like a minor stress reliever, like a 15. Because I can still jump in bar fight. I mean, it's as corny and silly as it is, and still have fun for like 5-10 minutes.
But see, I was just gonna say that I haven't played bar fight in like months because I must have put maybe 4 or 5 hours into that total and never looked back. You know, and I didn't hate the game. I mean, it's janky as fuck.
It's just janky.
But it was like a cheap kind of.
That's like, what Gorn looks like a better version.
You know.
And if that was better, it probably would be a little bit more fun.
We've got Muzz saying, "You're right. It does sound like
Hell
porn."
Pit, though. I'm waiting for that Hell Pit. Give me that Hell Pit.
What you said?
Man, Hell Pit. Give me that Hell Pit.
Hell Split. Split?
Hell Split. Hell Split.
I think it's Split, not Pit.
Give me that Hell Split.
I think. Yeah, Hell Split's Pit, looking good.
Split. Either whatever it is.
But nothing's gonna be Blade and Sorcery. Nothing's gonna be
whatever.
That.
Anything like
that's
that.
What I want.
Give me something with that type of thing. Right?
All right.
Grab, stab, flip, flop.
Grab him and stab him. Pete Hawkins is asking, did you guys like that Battlewake game? Are you being sarcastic, Pete?
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed Battlewake. I enjoyed it.
You play? How long have you played it for?
He got the blue screen. He got the blue screen of dress.
You know what? I had a bad first impression.
He put the dress on. He's like, no.
I had a really bad first impression,
blue screen, never again.
But would I have enjoyed that oh my god, if I wasn't playing with Decepticon and 777, would I have enjoyed myself? I don't think so. That shit would have been torture. Your arch enemy.
I enjoyed Pete Hawkins. It was cool. Standing on that pirate ship was neat. Come on, you can't say that was cool.
Look, there's definitely cool parts about it. I like the art style. It's clear and crisp visuals. I love the handbrake things that they got on the side, like the anchors you can drop. That's really cool.
Pull the chains out.
No, I'm definitely being way too ridiculously harsh in it because of that bad first experience. Like I'm not. I was threatening refunds, but that was exaggerated. You know, I'm not going to refund this. I'll give it another chance. Your arch enemy says no Alvo news. I'm guessing definitely need a rival for Firewall.
Should we go to that next? Is that the end of that?
Well, we don't really have news. It's not Alvo news. That's the end of State of Play, so I can turn this off. And yeah, I guess we can skip down to Alvo if you want. So basically, and your arch enemy was there for this, so it's not going to be news for him. But last week we were talking about Alvo. We were talking about how Seabass, the YouTuber who was I don't know what his relationship is with Merden Pole, but he has a relationship with the developers of Alvo, and he was like promoting us on Reddit, and some dude was like, "Yo, where have you been? You've been quiet for a while." And he replied saying that Merden Pole were gonna be teaming up with Without Parole, which is difficult to say, to reveal exclusive gameplay for the first time. And then another developer popped in and he was like, expected in 2 weeks, which is now 1 week away. So we're 1 week away from Alvo gameplay apparently. But of course we believe it when we see it. So we went with that. And then Without Parole were doing their Gamecast. And it was actually you, your arch enemy, who brought that up. I was talking with you in the chat and Brian saw us talking. And he clarified
and he
that...
roasted you.
Well, no. Nobody got roasted. Nobody got roasted. Nobody was roasted.
Live in front of hundreds of people.
Wrong. Wrong. Incorrect. Wrong. You know what? You're roasting yourself right now by being incorrect.
Paul got roasted.
Polish Paul roasts himself every time he opens his mouth. All right.
Whoa.
All right.
Whoa.
Anyway, Brian Paul.
He's gonna come in here now.
Brian Paul. No, he's not. Was clarifying that there's nothing definite. So they're in talks with Merden Pole, or they were in talks with Merden Pole, but there's nothing guaranteed. Apparently Seabass said that, and he wasn't supposed to say that, at least not as soon as he did. So that's the news on Alvo, you know?
Arch enemy said you did. You got roasted.
He says yo did. He says
yo
did.
You
yo did. That's street
yo,
slang. That's street slang.
You're yo.
No.
You are yo.
Deej likes Battleweek. You know, I'm not going to shit on anyone who likes Battleweek because I just had a bad experience. Your arch enemy says Battleweek is okay. I prefer it with the DualShock 4, which I didn't even know was an option. Maybe that would be better for me. Muzz says, have you seen the Medal of Honor Above and Beyond for Oculus? Big developer game, but no PSVR. Very sad. I wouldn't be surprised if that comes to PS5/PSVR, if you know what I mean. But yeah, it's impressive that a big name like that, a big IP like Medal of Honor. I know Medal of Honor has been kind of dead for a while.
Jimbo just said that. What is that? Medal of Honor is only a timed exclusive.
Ooh. No, he says hopefully. Hopefully. Which changes everything.
Which changes the entire statement.
It sure does. It changes it from one of fact to one of complete just hope, you know? Speculation and hope. Which I don't blame Jimbo for. I blame Decepticon for not being able to read that correctly. No, nobody got roasted.
You got roasted.
Nobody got roasted.
Yeah, you did.
You know?
He ripped you to shreds on live television.
It's just big YouTube shitting on little YouTube. That's all it is. That's all that is.
Is that what it is?
He's
just a small little fish in a big little
This
pond.
guy's he's dropping brown envelopes behind the scene. He's talking to these developers. He's like getting his reviews bossed by all these Merden polls and whatever. So I'm giving you how it is. I'm telling you how it is. All right?
Oh,
that's
you're
what's happening.
You're telling him. Tell him.
I'm telling everyone.
He told you. No, you gotta tell him.
No. He was probably paid. He was probably paid to say that. You know. Don't worry about that. What's Decepticon doing to my head? Says Pete Hawkins. What are you talking about, Peace? What are you talking about, Peace? Not seen that stream, says Deej. Reptile Personality of the Year. What does that mean? What does that entail?
What does that mean?
You know?
Are you a reptile? Does that mean you're a reptile of the year? Like,
or you have the personality of a reptile.
You go around and lick things. You go to the grocery store and you pick things up. Yeah.
You can cross out Alvo now, and we can go back on topic. We're not here to roast Peace, Decepticon. All right, whoa. Pete's a good guy. Whoa. His name is scrolling on the bottom of that screen because he's a decent man. You know, unlike you, you're not a decent man, Decepticon. Let's talk about how Sony are cutting out the middleman. They're getting rid of your GameStops or whatever. If you want to buy your PSVR headsets,
are they getting rid of the GameStops?
You want to buy? Well, look, they're bypassing them. You know, they're competing with them.
They're just making it easier for you to buy your things.
But all of a sudden, you don't have to go to, if you want your PlayStation hardware, your headset, you don't have to go to GameStop anymore. You can go directly to PlayStation's website, order it from there. And I think that's a huge deal. You know, nobody's making a big deal of it apparently. But I think it's a big sign. It's like it shows a lot of faith that they have in the likes of GameStop. My phone's beeping. Hold on a sec. beep
Oh
twice.
boy, here we go.
It's gonna be a twin emergency. No, it's just
Here we
Decepticon.
go.
It's just Decepticon messaging me
What?
with a huge delay.
Sorry.
Ice Goddess Rukia, how's it going?
Oh, Pete Hawkins, two-time reptile
Oh,
personality of the year.
The two-time.
Gucci two-time personality of the year.
Your arch enemy says they don't have Hess playing with them randomly, though. That's a good point, your arch enemy.
Rukia.
Hess is good taste.
Rukia in the chat.
Brian doesn't have any eggs and firewall, small fish. This is true. This is true.
Whoa.
He's got Alvo coming to him, but I got them AAA devs coming to me. You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah? Is that what's going on?
I'm a AAA kind of guy, you know? Brian's a B. You know? He's a triple B, you know? Without parole, just jealous they're not half as entertaining as you two. See that Muzz?
Tommy Tudor.
Muzz laying down the facts. You see that Muzz comment? You see that Muzz comment?
I'm just jealous they're not half as entertaining as you two.
Get wrecked. Get wrecked. You just destroyed them. You just destroyed them, Muzz. You know?
Whoa.
Congrats on winning that twice piece, by the way.
Flamethrower in the chat.
Okay, so here's some knowledge. We got Fluke Rogi. Fluke, how's it going? Medal of Honor is fully Oculus exclusive. They paid Respawn to develop this before EA bought them. So that's ages ago. EA bought Respawn ages ago, didn't they? Ice Goddess says Sony is lame. That man with the lizard looked like Tommy Toother.
Who's Tommy Toother?
I don't know who Tommy Toother is. Sony is the boss, says Chris. Don't ever disrespect Sony around Christopher Hart, or you're in big trouble.
Oh man, Christopher!
You can expect some malware in the inbox. You're gonna get some malware in the inbox, Rukia. You're in trouble now. I'm doing good, Rukia. We're doing good.
What did he try sending us again? Then he tried sending something else to us. And then he tried to pass it off like he wasn't a malware.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know. We know you're a malware.
You're literally...
You can't fool us.
He's a sentient. He's a sentient malware. That's what he is.
Virus. You can't fool us. I'm clicking that link.
Thank you very much, Pete, for the kind words. Pumps, have you ever heard of Wings of Redemption? Is that a game? A song?
What?
Is it a restaurant? Like chicken wings? I don't know.
Chicken tendies?
Chicken tendies? I don't have enough GB points for chicken tendies. Unfortunately.
Got some tendies? No more malware from me. You never know.
I hope so, Chris.
You never know.
I hope so, Chris.
Right. You know what? There's going to be malware probably all around. Now that you click that link, I'm probably going to have like spam mail and all kinds of things showing up on my doorstep now.
Anyway, briefly getting back to the topic of Sony selling their own stuff.
November 7th.
Oh shit, we forgot all about this. I forgot all about Pistol Whip.
Soon, the PSVR.
God damn. Well, it's a good thing you fucking blurted that out because I forgot all about it. I didn't even download the trailer for it or anything to show. Did you watch it? You watched the trailer?
You see why I'm here? You know why I'm here? This is why I'm here.
You did that to sabotage my topic. It's a complete fluke that it worked out. You were trying to derail me. You were trying to distract me. Sabotage me. You're working with Brian Paul, aren't you? You're the fourth fucking Gamecast. You're the fourth Gamecast.
Decepticon.
Why? It explains why you're covered in cats. You got cats crawling all over the place.
Cats sitting on the couch over there. They're sleeping. You know? They were up on the ball earlier. I couldn't believe that. They were. You pointed that out.
I did. I was like, why is the wizard ball blocked? What is that? And it was a cat.
Oh my god.
You know.
Out of control over here. Out of control.
Rukia says Wings of Redemption is a
Call of Duty player.
Oh, I was like, a COD player? What kind of a device is a COD player? What?
You had a live stroke.
And this
live on tip.
And this guy named Liquid Richard takes clips of his vids and makes raps from them.
You know,
Liquid Richard. And of course, Richard means dick. Richard is dick. You know, it's another way of saying Richard is dick. So Liquid Dick.
Yeah.
That sounds interesting, Rukia, though. Sounds funny. You getting a PS4/viewer, Rukia? Okay, that's not directed to me. Fluke says, looking it up, EA bought Respawn 2017, shortly after Oculus announced they were developing a game for them. Okay. I thought they were in business together longer than us. So thank you for clarifying that, Mr. Fluke. Rogie. So I guess Decepticon doesn't want me talking about that Sony middleman thing. So I guess we move on
Pistol
to
Whip, November 7th. Coming soon to PSVR.
Just tell me about Pistol Whip.
I don't know nothing about it. Looks like a beat slash
super hot. I think there's a super hot thing going on there, yeah. But yeah, we obviously forgot to research that one. So let's talk about that another time. Closer to release.
It looks okay.
I've heard a lot of people excited about it.
But I mean, I'd like to see more. I don't really know what's going on still.
Is it multiplayer? Is it single player? Is it co-op?
Single player.
What is it? What's going on? You know? Rukia with them links. Here's one. I love his stuff. It's really good. I can't check that out now, Rukia.
With them links. You don't want to drive our viewers away from the show.
Why are you doing this to me, Rukia? Are you working with the game cats as well? Decepticon, tell me about Arizona Sunshine DLC.
Is that what you want to know? What about
That's what I want to know.
Perp games? How about that? Servio's Perp games?
Okay, I never wrote that. I never wrote that down. So you can tell me about Servios and Perp games. We're slipping.
They're teaming up. That's it. You know,
so Servios, which is the developer of games like Battle Wake. What else have they done? The boxing one. What's the name of the boxing one they did? Creed. They're doing the new Walking Dead one too. So they're teaming up with Perp Games, who are a publisher. They're a publisher.
I enjoy Creed. Creed's good, man. When you put it on the hardest version too, like the hardest setting, it is like basically real boxing. That's where you sweat. Some serious sweating going on.
All right, what do you know about real boxing?
Man, come on, let's box. You want to box?
Let's do it. All right, I'll take you any day of the week. Any day of the week. All right, YouTube boxing match. Believe it, live streamed. All right, I'm like 3 heavyweights above you.
That's fine.
Yeah, I'll knock you out. One. I'm sitting you. I'm sitting you. I'm gonna sit in you. You're done.
I'll light you up like them yellow jackets.
Sting. Look like a yellow jacket. Sting like a yellow jacket. So yeah, they're teaming up. So we're going to see physical versions of Battle Wake, and there's going to be a physical release of the Walking Dead game too.
With just the sprint vector question exclamation point.
Oh, that's another game they've done. Servios Sprint Vector. Sorry about leaving that out. Raw Data as well.
Raw Data too, yeah.
Yeah, they've done a lot of big, high-profile PSVR
I
games.
own most of them. They did whatchamacallit too, Electronauts.
Yeah, you really like that one, don't you?
I do. I enjoy Electronauts. That's a good one to break out to when you're just in the mood of music to just jam on. Something to jam with. It's cool. I just wish there was more to it.
Oh, okay. So Mo says that Pistol Whip has a release date on everything except PSVR, and it says it's coming soon for PSVR. Yep. So it's coming to everything else November 7th. Is that what you said?
7th. Yep. Okay. November 7th.
So, but it's still this year for us, is it? Like
it just says coming soon.
All right.
So
okay. All right. Just calm down. All right.
November 7th,
all right. Okay.
You know.
Okay.
November 7th soon.
Okay.
So it could be then too. Right. You know. Yeah.
Okay. And when I say Sony sucks, I mean the movies Sony make. At least for a while, their movies sucked. Rukia, what a random thing to say. What were we talking about movies? Maybe I missed a conversation about movies. Your arch enemy says Pumpkin's gonna knock you out, lol. There you go. Get right, lol.
See, lol at the end.
He's laughing at how sweet the knockout punch is gonna be.
Laughing at you.
Decepticon buying Beat Saber now with Panic coming. We're going to talk about that in a sec too. Well,
Kiwi.
Shortly. Kiwi's jumping the gun over here.
We'll talk about that.
We'll talk about that now.
Service and Perp.
Okay. We'll talk about Beat Saber.
Panic at the Disco DLC.
Panic at the Disco, which is a band I've never listened to. So I'm not
into them either.
And he's not into them. All we know is that their music is coming next week. I've been looking it up. I've been Googling. I don't think anyone has like a list of tracks. It's like a surprise. I'm assuming it's paid. It's a music pack. And that's kind of all I know. So if you're into that. Look, even if you're not into that, Beat Saber is so fun anyway that you probably just enjoy having new music.
I'll eventually
Beat Saber is good. All right? It's good.
No.
It's fun. You know, it's addictive.
What's his name loves it? The Doom guy.
Who's the Doom guy?
Guy that made Doom.
Oh, Carmack.
Carmack loves that Beat Saber.
But like, it's just it's such a simple concept, and it's like it's really taken off. Have you seen like the Quest version where people are running around outside? Yeah, but there's like crazy tracks where like there's a dude. You need to sprint left.
I still want to play
that
at that Space Pirate Arena, man. That shit looks so much fun.
Yeah, it could be worth getting a Quest for these kind of games. Like, they got cool shit.
Yeah.
Your arch enemy says Quest has Vader Immortal 2 out. Downloading it now. It's also a really cool DJ sim. Decepticon would love. Is Vader Immortal 2 that Star Wars one that I've been seeing people playing the last day?
Yeah.
I'm not into Star Wars, but it still looks pretty cool.
Looks neat, yeah. I'm not into Star Wars either, but it looks neat.
Beat Saber's excellent, says Christopher Hart. I heard.
There's a bunch of like cool DJ stuff on the PC VR, and there's one thing, I forget what it's called, but it's like you can go to different DJ events, and they have like stages set up and everything, and like actual people perform, and you watch them. They're all it's nuts.
That sounds cool.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Rukia says she can only name 2 Panic at the Disco songs that are good. I don't know how people feel about Panic at the Disco, like in general. Are they like a cringe band like Nickelback? Are they on that level, or are they respected? You know.
Is that what you listen to?
There's a couple of Nickelback songs I think are decent.
No.
You know, just a couple, You know, and they've got one of the best memes. What about the meme? Was like, look at this photograph, and it's like a ridiculous thing he's holding. That's my favorite meme. That's some good shit right there. Or it's like, just look at this graph. Like they cut out the photo part, and he's holding a bar chart. And he's in the photo frame. And he's got such a stupid face on him. Like, he's just smiling in the background. Oh, God. That's good shit.
You missed that era.
Oh, yeah. I got to watch these memes when after this stream. I'm watching this shit again. You can perform with Electronauts PSVR. It has Childish Gambino. That's Christopher Hart.
Gambino.
Fluke says, as much as I like Beat Saber, I play Audica more at the moment.
Interesting.
Due on PSVR this year at some point. Looking forward to Pistol Whip though. Yeah, I've heard Audica's being done by Harmonix, and they've got like a really good pedigree, so I wouldn't be surprised if that's gonna be legit. Ice Goddess says, I unironically like Nickelback. I am not ashamed.
No.
Decepticon's not happy. Decepticon's not happy.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
The DJ game on Quest is called Tribe DJ School. Check it out, Decepticon. Don't check it out, Decepticon. You stay on PSVR. You're not going anywhere.
I don't have any of that stuff.
You're here forever, Decepticon. You're not going anywhere. Let me cross out Beat Saber on my list.
I'm leaving it all.
We're going back. We're going back. You know, cross out this too.
Turn it into a PCVR channel.
So I asked you this about half an hour ago.
What? What did you ask me?
Why don't you tell me about Arizona Sunshine's DLC?
You want me to tell you about that DLC?
I do want you to tell me about that DLC.
I know nothing about it. I don't know when the date's going to come out. I don't know nothing how much it's going to cost. I don't know nothing.
Oh, actually, I don't know how much it's going to cost.
Explain it to us. Let's hear it.
I know it's their biggest mission that they're adding to the game. I know it's called The Damned. And I know it's coming out on October 3rd, so it got delayed. It was supposed to come out, was it August? Early September? It was supposed to come out a few weeks ago anyway.
October 3rd.
Now it's coming October 3rd. But it's kind of crazy how that game came out like 3 years ago on VR for the first time and still getting supported.
Playing it the very first time, though, in early VR and watching someone walk all jagged was one of the funniest things I've ever seen, ever. I was laughing for a good bit.
It's like, it's like one of the best first wave VR games.
Yes. Yeah, it was a good early one.
Yep. G-Rock says, that Nickelback meme of him holding the graph was hilarious. I agree. It's a classic. A classic. No wires on the Quest. That's true. It was the 30-year anniversary of Megadeth's Rust in Peace album now.
You listen to Megadeth, do you?
No,
do you like Megadeth?
I can't read that correctly for some reason. It's messing with my head. But no, I don't know. I don't listen to Megadeth.
He's having a stroke again.
You know? Rust in Peace.
You don't like that Megadeth? Why
sounds
not?
too scary for me. That sounds way too scary for me. I'm gonna cross this out.
Scary music, you know. You'd be
Gonna
weary
pop
of
up.
them people that wear the Megadeth t-shirts. You'd
Gonna
see
pop.
them in high school and be like, oh, Megadeth.
I'm gonna pop up the next
Oh,
topic. Next topic just popped up on the screen. Now there's not much to talk about here. This is basically it. Have you heard of Pixel Ripped Decepticon?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think I've heard of this Pixel Ripped.
Pixel Ripped came out last year, I want to say. It was
I haven't
basically
played it though.
it was
Looks
like
cool.
set in
Looks
the
fun.
80s where you're playing a game within a game.
Yeah, you gotta like pay attention to the classroom and then look down to play
Your
like,
Game
the
Boy
flat
or whatever
Game
it is.
Boy. Yeah.
Yeah. But this one is called Pixel Ripped 1995, so they're going to the next decade. And it's basically you're playing what is that? What console is that?
Super Nintendo.
Is that not a Sega thing with like the thing on top?
No, that's I don't know what that's like. Kind of like a 32X on a Super Nintendo. I
But
don't know what that is.
wasn't there a Sega console where you just stuck a thing on top and it was like it
32X.
boosted it?
Yeah, the
32X.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's like a mix between the two? Okay. That's what was going on back then in the 90s. Before PlayStation, it was them two boys dueling his house.
Oh, Diz with the rumors. Diz with the rumors. Heard a rumor
What's he
that
got?
PS5 may have a Pro model at launch.
I've heard that rumor too.
Spicy rumors. Spicy rumors.
I don't know if that makes sense,
What?
you know? Because I know like the whole reason we had a PS4 Pro halfway through this generation was because like technology advanced enough halfway through that it was like
Right.
okay, there's
Right.
like if
I
they do
think so, too.
if they do a Pro at launch.
At launch, that's some money making, schemy.
Yeah, but if they did that, like halfway through that generation, they'll
They'll
be like,
do it
oh,
again.
pro,
There'll be a
super
Pro.
pro, you know, pro,
Yeah,
pro,
that's some
pro
money-making,
squared,
that's some
you know.
schemy, that's some
So I don't know.
schemy.
But because we're all VR enthusiasts, we're gonna want the most powerful PlayStation we can get. So it's gonna be awfully hard not to.
My wallet will get me
What'd you say?
I can afford. I said, and my wallet will get me whatever I can afford. I may want that one, but my wallet will be like,
look,
nah.
you gotta save. You know, you gotta put them coppers together.
You know, I try. I just can't. I just can't.
Looks like that Duck Hunter game, says Kiwi. I don't know what he's referring to, unfortunately. Pixel Ripped is a must-buy, says Deej.
Matt Jarjonovich.
What's he saying?
What's up, peeps? What's going on, peeps?
What's up, peeps? How's it going, man? Are you well? Jason,
Do you
we'll
guys
talk
ever
about that in a
get
sec.
keys for games to review? Do you?
Do you guys ever get keys for games to review? I do sometimes, yeah. Sometimes they offer me, like I will email a lot of people, and a lot of the times I don't get anything back. So like Battle Wake, I tried to get the review code for that, but heard nothing back from them. And then other times they'll reach out to me. So like the Doctor Who game that's coming up, they reached out to me. They want me to review that, so that's going to be something I'll be covering and stuff like that. It's like very random. There's no way of knowing which studio's going to reach out to you and which ones will ignore you and which ones think you're okay.
You need to step your game up, you know?
Yeah, but like 2,000 subs for like a PSVR channel is like pretty decent. So usually they're like, okay, we'll give this guy a chance.
1K subs normally is even.
Yeah, like it's not easy. It's kind of niche, you know? Do you guys ever... Okay, we just answered that. Christopher says, Pixel Rip 1995 is a day one for me. Important says, did you pretend you were in GTA at all when you were in L.A. Noire? No, because it just felt too different. It didn't feel like GTA. Like, this buildings and the open city was there, but it felt hollow. Like, there was no...
There's no life to it.
It was like a North Korean city where everything is just cardboard for people to see, like for the American satellites.
I was watching where you could push the people over and they would just kind of run away from you. They didn't
But that
really
was the same.
respond
That
or
was the
anything.
same in the PlayStation game because the whole thing is you're a cop, so it doesn't make sense for you to be murdering citizens, you know.
Right.
But yeah. Anyway, you got me fantasizing about running people over.
You enjoyed
Decepticon.
that, didn't you?
Speaking about running people over,
All right.
hit me up with that strange games. How do you like that? How do you like that? Huh?
The free play battle royale will be live in a few weeks.
For what game? What are you talking about?
Honor and Duty.
Honor and Duty. There it is. D-Day. So this was supposed to come ages ago, and then it went completely silent. The developer behind it's called Strange Games, but I think it's just one dude.
Reggie,
that's his name. But it's coming soon. A few weeks, he says. So free to play. I don't know what the player count is. Like, will it be upped for that mode, or will it be?
People still play that game.
Say that again.
I think people still play that game.
Oh no, I mean, like, what's the maximum player count going to be for this battle? Like, will it be 100 players?
Will it be like 32?
Yeah, but even 32
64.
would be cool. Like, remember Rec Royale was like 16, and we had fun with 16.
Yep.
You know, somebody made a good point there. I wanted to come back to us. Your arch enemy. He says L.A. Noire felt flat, or the flat version felt hollow too, which I agree. Like, that felt like there wasn't much to do at all in that city. But you're really kind of supposed to focus on the story in L.A. Noire.
Solving the mysteries.
Yeah. Like, it was the one Rockstar game where it was like, they didn't put much effort into it.
I didn't get into it, because it was like a totally different game at that time when it came out.
But it was being developed by like Team Bondi, so it was only being published by Rockstar. So it was like, it was a different studio, really. Fluke says, I bought the original Pixel Ripped at launch, and I still haven't played this. I should get rid of this picture because people keep talking about Pixel Ripped, and we've moved on. I apologize. I still haven't played it. Pile of shame. I haven't got it either. It's one of those games that's kind of on my list of things I want to get. But
what's that?
Pixel Ripped. Because
yeah, me too.
It has a lot of fans.
Yep. Looks cool.
Let's scribble that out.
There's just so many to play. There's just so many. I have that wish list set up on the PlayStation Store, and anytime something goes on sale, I kind of just chip away at it.
Yeah. It's hard to get to everything.
It is.
Especially these
days.
That's
why I grabbed that Table of Tales. That's a good game.
Especially when you've got Firewall. Firewall's sucking away all your time as well. Like
all the and then money there too. Every couple of months, got to throw that money.
It's always coming back. Like, there's always a reason to come back. Like, it's crazy.
They're drawing to bring you back. Well, I like that. I like that someone's actually doing.
Oh yeah, big time.
So, like, instead of it's been a year and there isn't a Firewall 2 out. You know what I mean?
You skipped a little bit there for me, but you're okay now.
Keep building. Keep building on the game.
Yeah, big time. Minus is here. How's it going, Minus?
Minus.
Yo. Minus being in the chat, Decepticon, isn't really a crisis. But you know what is a crisis?
For games.
How do you like that? How'd you like that, huh? That's smooth.
With a new mission?
I feel like a smooth criminal over here. You know?
And it's live now?
Damn.
And it's called Ransom?
Ransom. And it's free?
And it's like the Matrix, and it's free?
It's free. Although I hear you have to unlock it by hitting like 50,000 points.
Yes, you do. You have to hit a score point on the other ones. Yeah,
is that difficult?
A tough game. And that's a tough game.
So like they really make you work to get these DLCs in that game.
I enjoy that, though. I enjoy it. If it's free, you know what I mean? Come on.
Important to ask a question about Firewall. So he says, speaking of Firewall, let's put this to rest. Are sticky grenades as powerful as frags?
I think if you actually stick the person, yeah.
It's a guaranteed kill?
It's a guaranteed down, right?
I know that frags are the most powerful, but I don't know if stickies are on par. But I think maybe what Decepticon says sounds accurate to me, but I'm not a sticky grenade user. So I can't say for sure.
Like, for a bit there, I was on the sticky tip.
You're on that sticky tip.
You're on that sticky tip.
All right. Okay. You'd know then. You'd know. But I am a frag man.
Sticks, you know?
I'm a man who enjoys a frag grenade, and they are the most powerful. But yeah, direct hit with the sticky, like would it matter if it's on the leg or on the head? Like, would that make a difference?
I don't think, I think as long as it's attached to anywhere. Okay. Yep. Even on the gun. I think if it lands on the gun, you're still done.
Muzz, them transitions so smooth. Thank you, Muzz. I appreciate that. Deej enjoying them too, I think. Ice Goddess Rukia says we better get a spook. Oh my god. Jesus. What has he dropped? Why are you like this? You messed up Pete's picture. Alright. Zoom in on his face. Zoom and enhance.
That's as far as enhance.
Okay, you got some lizards? You got some lizards? There's a lizard. There's the lizard. There it is. Nice.
Lizard personality of the year. This man. Look at him.
Zoom in on his dick. Do it.
As far as it goes. Enhance.
Do it.
Enhance.
Can't zoom in anymore.
Enhanceness.
No.
Enhanceness.
There's not enough zoom to see us. Where's the zoom?
There isn't enough zoom.
There isn't enough zoom piece. There isn't enough zoom. What was Ruki saying? Ruki was saying we better get a spooky theme for Firewall this Halloween. I hope so too. We got Christmas decorations. Why not some spooky decorations?
Pumpkins out.
We need some scientific studies done. Yes, we do. Important. It's a good question.
Dark.
We should make videos about this Decepticon. Testing out the grenades.
About what?
For firewall grenades. What is your most anticipated game for the rest of 2019? Asks Mass. Mass, I think it's Iron Man. I think that's going to be like a surprisingly good game.
Yeah, it looked cool.
I don't think it's going to be.
People are like talking about how good the controls are in that game. Yeah, which interests me.
And when like they're talking about flight controls in particular, and like you're going to be flying around a lot,
and you like put them behind your back.
When
I fly like Iron Man.
Yeah, like you put your hands down and tilt the thrusters or whatever. But what I'm expecting from Iron Man is what Ace Combat should have been. Like a full game of aerial combat. And I know it's not just aerial combat, but that's what I wanted from Ace Combat, and that disappointed because it was so short. Let's test this. I got fully killed by one today that was about 5 feet away from you. Okay. Interesting. I wasn't expecting splash damage to instantly kill. Decepticon's lighting is jaundiced. He got that jaundiced lighting. My lighting is not much better. But yeah, he's got a yellow tinge. That's just New Jersey.
Yellowish.
That New Jersey. Yellowish. Well, you're from New Jersey too, Rukia. You should know all about that.
It's the New Jersey. It's that the aura.
Okay, I got one more topic to talk about.
What is
before we go to the questions?
Just get it over with. What is it?
Okay, so this is just something I just saw before we went live. I was on Reddit, like looking up some info. I saw a post that had lots of upvotes. Basically, there's a game called The Room VR, A Dark Matter, and that's going to be coming in early 2020. I didn't know what the hell that was. I looked into it a bit more, and apparently these room games are popular on mobile, like iOS and Android, and they're kind of like puzzle games where you're looking at objects and manipulating objects and stuff like that. So, but apparently they're good. Like they're popular on those devices. So, we're getting a VR version early 2020. It's not just PSVR. It's coming to like Rift and stuff like that too. But yeah, if you're into your puzzles, and it could be spooky. I don't know. Is it spooky?
It looks like kind of spooky.
Kind of spooky.
I don't know. JD Max.
Have
in
they?
The house.
Who sent that? Fluke. Fluke asks, have they announced a release date for Iron Man? All they've said is 2019. I thought it was kind of interesting how that didn't appear in States of Play, like in the sizzle reel. It kind of made me suspicious of a delay.
What? The date?
Iron Man. Yeah, no, not even a specific date. Like if they just showed a trailer, and then like saying winter 2019 or whatever, like I would have been less suspicious.
And then, are all these games going to all come out all at the same... Like, is this going to be a Christmas of
compete. They all have to compete with each other. Gorn versus Espire versus Iron Man, all fighting each other.
Great.
And then they won't all sell well, and they'll be like, oh, viewer's dead. And that's another thing that annoyed me. I was watching this on the official PlayStation Twitch stream or whatever, and as soon as they started going into VR, like... the chats, like them fucking flat peasants in the chat going, VR's a dead meme and all this kind of shit. And I was like, you'll be a fucking dead meme in a minute when I'm done with you, I'm sick of these troglodytes, Trolls. Decepticon.
Trolls.
Scum. Important. Is that a CRT monitor with a Spencer's gift lightning ball? I don't know what a Spencer's gift lightning ball is.
Who said that?
It's a wizard ball. Important. My lighting is dark and spooky, so it's just Decepticon, says Rukia. Okay. Why you got that yellow glow? Where's that coming from? Is that your camera? Or do you have like a yellow light bulb?
Lamp. There's a lamp right here.
So if you use a different source of light, it'd be a different shade. It's not like your camera.
Well, I used that because when I had another light that was there, the VR was all messed up. The lighting messed with the VR.
Okay.
With this yellow light, it doesn't seem to be any type of shaking screen or losing tracking or nothing.
Okay. I trust you.
Mm-hmm.
Your arch enemy says, I'm so tired of VR puzzle games. Where are my firewall rivals? I think the answer to that is it's so much easier to make a puzzle game than it is to make something like Firewall with multiplayer and all that stuff. Cool puzzle games on iPad. Not sure how big of a deal it is in VR, says Germ. So Germ knows about the room. So maybe they expand on us for the VR version. I haven't seen gameplay. I've just seen like a screenshot of a tweet where they announced it. JD Max, how's it going, JD Max? Yeah, man, puzzles get boring after time. Depends on if they're done well. I really like Static. Did you play Static?
Static is a really good game.
It's really good. I really like that game.
I enjoyed that a lot. That was actually one of like the early games I got to play.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed it like even more.
It's really polished and it's like clever as well.
Yes. Yeah. The way it's set up is really
It made
cool.
me
The
feel
puzzles are hard,
smart.
too.
It made me feel smart,
yes.
which was the
Yes,
best.
it did.
That was the best trick. You know, that's the most impressive
Your
trick.
hamster brain going, didn't it? You were probably crying.
Well,
and like,
I was like,
how was it this out?
I was sweating, looking at these puzzles.
Mental breakdowns to your wife, probably like, I can't figure this out. I can't figure it out.
My hands are stuck. I can't get them out. JD Max.
Panicking. I can't let go of the controller. Help.
I'm trying to read these comments over here, alright?
You just like let go of the controller. Like, no, I can't.
I'm missing comments. You're making me miss comments. Can you read out the comments I'm missing? Because I can't scroll up.
There's too much.
I can't scroll up.
Flat gamers suck. Have you read that one yet?
I knew that.
PlayStation owners slowing down progress in VR game development.
Oh, there's actually 100 million now. That was news I've seen. 100, like that's been sold through to customers today. I saw.
I think, like I said, man, I think that number is just going to go. Boop, 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 boop. It's just going to be a slow increase, and then after each different new console we get with new technology, it's just going to keep spiraling up.
Well, it depends on, because like PS4 has been really dominant compared to last gen, where it was like split between 360 and PS3, but this time it's all PS4. And like, has Xbox even broke 40 million? They don't even give their numbers anymore because they're too embarrassed.
No, but I think when they introduce their VR thing, I think that'll kick them off as well.
We'll see. Well, I don't know. I think you got a lot of faith in the average Joe and his faith in VR.
Right. It's just affordability, really. Because a lot of people, I ask them, like, once you have VR, they're like, oh, it's too much money. Like, it's not that expensive as you think it is. Like, you can get good sales with a lot of the stuff, too.
Germ says Static was great. I agree. Mass, will all our PSVR games work and look better on PSVR 2 on the PS5? I know they'll all work on the PS5. There's no guarantee they'll look better, and there's no guarantee they'll work on PSVR 2 either. But I assume they'll work on PSVR 2. That's just a guess.
It's all speculation.
JD Max says, has anyone tried the co-op Static puzzles? This is the first time I've heard Static has a co-op mode.
Does it have a co-op mode?
That's the first time I've heard that.
Is it local? Is it multiplayer?
It must be local. It has to be local.
Is that a real thing?
That must be local, if it's anything. Rukia says, did YouTube change the emotes again? They suck now. Yeah, I see a face there that looks kind of weird.
They're tiny. They're tiny.
They're shrinking my moisture droplets.
They're tiny droplets from 777.
Deej says, oh, is that 777? How's it going, Jackpot? I'm having a hard time seeing your names. With like the pink colors. I wish I could change the colors of the name. I don't know how to do that. It's probably a way. I haven't really researched it too much. As soon as COD PSVR comes out, everyone will buy a headset. It will only take one game, says Deej. COD would definitely be a big help.
Yep.
The worst thing is they dabbled.
FIFA headset.
What?
FIFA headset.
You want a FIFA headset? JD Max says.
That'll sell. That'll make it sell.
FIFA, COD, Madden.
Madden headset, NBA,
Yeah.
2K5, 9.
Well, we'll get to that GTA in a sec, but GTA will be a big one too.
Madden.
Your arch enemy says, I doubt the digital games will transfer to the PS5. Just guessing. Knowing evil corporate bastards. I think it will. I think it will. Well, maybe I'm being maybe I'm being naive, but I think they will.
I'm hoping like most of the library goes, you know?
Yeah, well, they say backward compatibility, but
Mm-hmm.
hopefully that's just not physical. Okay, so that's all the topics exhausted, Decepticon.
There's a giant mic in your eyes. Is that why you can't see anything? That microphone covering your face? Why is that microphone covering your face? You got that mic covering your face? What are you hiding over there?
Is this like the first time you've seen me? Or something?
What are you hiding over
What are you
there?
talking about?
I don't watch you when I'm looking at this.
What are you watching?
Looking at you.
What are you watching?
Looking at the chat screen. I'm looking at the chat.
You got a whole screen dedicated to the chat.
I got a whole thing right here. There's a chat.
That's just full screen. Bam. Full screen chat. Okay.
I got your face is like this, you know.
All
it's
right.
like it's like there's your face right there.
Mm-hmm. Important says shooters will be so much better with the AIM controller 2.0. They'll most likely go with Oculus style tracking, which is amazing. I've no doubt that the tracking will be hugely improved when it comes to PSVR 2.
What was your first gaming machine? From Pete Hawkins.
Pete Hawkins.
He's already shouting the fact. You might as well bring up the fax machine. Bring it up.
All right.
Bring it up.
It's up.
Bring it up.
It's up.
Just bring it up.
It's
bring
up.
It up. Where's
it's
the
up.
animation? I'll see it.
It's literally, there's a delay. We've talked about this delay multiple times.
Well,
right?
I'll see it. Well, I'll see it.
And you refuse to acknowledge the delay. Okay? That giant mic is what makes his voice velvety smooth, says Rukia. Thank you, Rukia. Now you're making me self-conscious about this microphone.
Velvet? Is it red velvet?
Red velvet's delicious.
Move it. I want to move it. Get out of your face.
First gaming machine / console for me was the first one I owned. Is the first one I owned or first one I played? Because I used to go.
What was your first gaming console?
Like I used to go over to my neighbor's. My neighbor was like the rich kid on the block, and he had everything, and I had nothing. So he had a Sega Mega Drive, which I think he called a Genesis over in America or something like that. Well, it was the one with Streets of Rage and Sonic and all that shit. And that was the first one I properly played. But I never owned that. The first one I owned, PlayStation 1.
PS1.
Got a second hand from my cousin.
That's from your cousin.
Yeah, had stickers on us and all this kind of weird shit.
Oh no.
Yeah, but what else? I still have it.
Do you still have it?
I still have it. It's at home.
I had a Texas Instruments. That's what I started on.
What?
A TI 99.
You couldn't play games on that, could you?
It's not the calculator that you're thinking of.
Okay.
It's a system. It's like a console. It had disc games and stuff, and you had a tape deck that you had to save on cassette tapes.
This guy is old.
Save your games on cassette
Look how old this man is. Can you see how old he is? He's aging by the second.
That was the shit, though, because that's where they had fucking Hunt the Wumpus. They had Munchman.
All they had was dots on the screen.
Man, there was Parsec. Parsec was so good, and they had this thing too. There was like this voice box attachment that was like futuristic. You connected that to the console, and it'd be like,
"Hello, Decepticon."
You need fuel. You need fuel.
Jesus Christ! These were games like you had to use your imagination to fill in the gaps.
Incoming.
You were practically playing your imagination.
Bigfoot was was magical. All these games were banging. That was a good system.
All right. Okay.
And then I went from there. Got a Nintendo.
Oh shit!
Got the Super Nintendo.
Hold on a sec. Your arch enemy says, "Gotta go all." Great chat, pumpkins. Decepticon. Later all. Take it easy, your arch enemy. Peace out.
Have a good day.
Commodore 64 for peace. Never played a Commodore 64.
Commodore 64.
Geisen.
Atari had the Atari. Kaboom.
Velvet. Atari.
That's the jam.
I've never even seen an Atari in real life.
What?
No.
Young, fresh.
Rukia says Nintendo 64 was her jam. I wanted a Nintendo 64.
N64. My brother had one.
But I got the PS1 instead. And I'm glad I did.
I wasn't after Super Nintendo. I fell off of Nintendo until the Wii. I bought a Wii.
But everyone bought a Wii. Like
that was the jam.
Your mother brought a Wii. Your grandmother brought a Wii.
She did.
You know,
She did.
everyone had a Wii. We got a Wii set up in the spare room out there. Nobody uses it. It's just set up because everyone has a Wii. You know, it was like a limited edition Mario one that she got for like €25.
Whoa.
It was on clearance at the shop where she worked. Anyway, we are going to the fax machine.
All right, turn that. It's on.
All right.
It's already on.
Well, I'm printing out a sheet over here. Let me print out this sheet.
Print it out. What's it say?
It's printing. It's taking a while to print. All right, give it a sec. Give it a sec to print. Okay. So, got a good question actually from Tradition. We'll start with Tradition's questions.
Cereal boxes.
It's quite.
You know what? They probably did.
This guy. All right, so this is quite a long question. So just let me read it out first, and then we'll go into it. Okay, so Tradition says, GTA 5 is still making bank and regularly in the top 10 sold games even now. It launched on PS3 and sold well, before then getting re-released on PS4 with an added first-person view mode and graphical overhaul, and again sold well and continues to. Do you think it can be a game that gets a PS5 re-release with perhaps an added virtual reality mode? Backwards compatibility with PS4 means it wouldn't make any sense to just try and sell it again as a PS5 only title without bringing a new dimension to it somehow. Could virtual reality be that feature to justify releasing it yet again? Or would the bountiful udder of GTA 5 milk be red raw and gangrenous by the time PS5 and its new viewer hardware is established? There you go. There you go. That's a good question. That's a very good question, Tradition. And first of all, thank you for that question, because he's one of the few people who just always has a question for us, you know. And it's a big one, you know. There's lots to take breath there.
Thank you for the timestamps mainly. You know what? Just keep doing the timestamps.
Just keep doing the timestamps.
That's what you really
Stop the questions. Just do the timestamps, all right?
Just do the timestamps.
That's all you're good for, Tradition. All right? That's what you were born to do.
Yes, that is a talent. That's a true talent.
But yeah, let's talk about GTA 5, the possibility of that coming to VR on PS5. I'm going to say it's a high possibility. You
don't think other ones, it wouldn't be an earlier one?
No, I don't think so.
You think 5?
I think 5. Look how well 5 is selling.
Big.
5 sells.
5's pretty big.
But he's on about a re-release. I'm not sure it's going to be a re-release.
But I think they did have the early one, remember? It was on 3, right?
What do you mean?
5 was on 3 initially?
Oh, PS3. Yeah.
Yes. So that could be the one that they port to, you know what I mean? Port that version.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. GTA 5. But he reckons it could be like a re-release virtual reality mode. I'm probably being naive here.
Cut things out. Give me the city and a couple cars. You know what I mean? And a couple guns and multiplayer, and I'll be fine. And you don't have to even include the whole game.
I feel like if they do it, it's going to be compatible with the flat version. So kind of like No Man's Sky.
Probably.
And I'm being naive probably when I say this, because they've just released like L.A. Noire as its own separate thing that you had to rebuy. But I think maybe they just add a free update to add viewer support. Maybe I'm being too naive. I probably am.
Are you?
What do you think? Would they do a free update, or would they make you buy it again on PS5? Because I've bought that game. I've bought that game 3 times already. I bought it on PC.
Rockstar, they'll probably make you buy it.
I have it on PS3, PS4, and PC. I do not want to buy it again, but I absolutely will if it's viewer support on PS5.
They know that.
Especially with the online, and just the online has got so much content there. Just going to the casino, betting on horses.
That's what I was saying. Like anything would be cool. Even having just the city with 2 cars, limited cars, and it'd still be cool.
Yeah, to a degree. But the fact that they're experimenting with L.A. Noire, I think that's kind of promising. I think it shows that they're. And look, they've made so much money off GTA 5.
Baby steps.
That they can.
Baby steps.
They can afford.
Vice City first.
You want? No, I don't think I'd enjoy them graphics.
Vice City.
They gotta do them graphics. Maybe GTA 4.
Nah. No? But I mean, it's in VR. Who knows?
Well, you take anything. We take any GTA in VR.
Give it a little sprucing. Yeah. Baby steps.
Matt says they re-released Skyrim to VR, so why not GTA 5? Free update like No Man's Sky would rock, though. It would rock. But yeah, I'm probably being stupid when I say that it'd be a free update. It is Rockstar. They've never done anything for free. Yeah, now I'm changing my mind. They absolutely would charge us again. Absolutely, they would charge us again. I'm sorry I was so stupid to say that. Absolutely would. We'd be paying, and I'd pay it, and you'd pay for it. We'd all pay for it.
That's what I said. Everyone, they know.
Yeah, they know us. Exactly. Even if it costs them nothing.
People did what they're doing. That's why Skyrim's on like everything. Yeah. They know everyone's going to rebuy it every time. That's
why Hello Games were so decent. Like, ridiculously decent to just update that for us so that we could all have it for free. You know? If we already own the game, obviously.
Yep.
GTA 4 is better than 5, says Important. I think technically it does a lot of things better than 5. But I still prefer 5 overall because it just... There's something depressing about GTA 4. Like, it has like a filter over it that looks like brown and shit. And there's no planes. It's all helicopters. And it feels too small or something
desolate.
For me.
It's pretty desolate.
Yeah. But I love, like, the physics and stuff are better. And, like, there's, like, some attention to details that are more impressive. And, like, damage in the cars and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Chopped is here. How's it going, Chopped? And Ice Goddess Rukia says, I still need to get Skyrim. I still need to finish Skyrim on VR.
I finished it. That was good.
But like, have you finished it? Have you just done them? Like, there's so much to do.
Finished all the deal. Finished it all.
Everything. Every side mission.
The side stuff. I didn't finish it.
Well, you gotta finish it. You got 100%.
I finished the game.
It has like infinite side quests.
Yeah.
Like, they're all fetch quests and stuff, but still. Like, it's a game that you can just keep coming back to and just enjoying the world.
Real good. Real fun.
Do we have any other questions? We do. We got one from Deej. So Deej, who's in the chat, question. I believe he's still in the chat.
Oh, shoot.
He says, if you and Decepticon both had unlimited skills, what game would you what game would you each create in Dreams VR? I'll start with Decepticon.
It's a good question.
It is a good question because that's the thing that we're going to have to come to terms with. Because Dreams VR is coming.
I've actually just been thinking of just making music videos in Dreams. So when they finally import that VR tool where I can create things in VR, that's probably what I'm going to begin doing.
Okay. It's pretty...
Just making it for music videos.
It is complicated, though. Although his question did imply that we'd know what we're doing. Unlimited skills. For me, I would like to do like a... murder mystery type game where like you're locked in a house, there's a bunch of people you're in there with, there's like different rooms and you'll gain access to them later on, there's a murder, so someone among you is a murderer, you got to figure it out. It's a story, but it'd be short, like maybe you do it in an hour, but maybe there'd be lots of different ways to get it done, if you know what I mean.
Like Clue.
Something like that. I'd like to do something like that.
Like a live VR Clue game.
And it'd be small. You know, a small environment, because I feel like VR is probably going to be limited in Dreams. Something like that. You'd have to get voice actors. You'd have to get all this kind of stuff, but implying if I had all the resources and the knowledge, that's what I want to do.
Clever Trev with hot tips.
Clever Trev, what's
Dream stuff. No, I'm just saying.
Oh, he's not here. All right.
He's not here.
Ignore that. Disregard
but
that.
He posts all kinds of stuff like with Dreams on tips how to make things.
Is he on Twitter? Is that what you mean?
YouTube.
Oh, YouTube. Okay.
YouTube.
Got peep this.
Yeah.
Important.
Got some solid tutorials.
Dreams VR is just Unreal Engine, but not as good. This is important. But like, I don't have a clue how to use Unreal Engine. But whereas Dreams is like, at least is a like beginner friendly kind of tutorial. Like, you can get your feet wet in Dreams. You know?
Looks cool.
It's not as good as a proper engine, but I've already seen like a lot of impressive stuff.
Yeah, some neat stuff.
Like, none of the games that people have been making are going to be winning Game of the Year, but if you give people enough time.
Cool. It's just a new tool.
Yeah, like in a year, 2 years, people could make
interactive
proper
art rush.
Things. Exactly.
Well, you can make anything, you know what I mean? You don't have to make a game. You can, like I've said, with music videos, like that's perfect for.
You could just paint a painting
like that. You could just paint a picture. There's a new woman I found on Twitter. That's
whoa,
a YouTube channel.
Whoa, a new woman.
Painting giant murals in VR. She does it on the PC, and some of the stuff that she makes is insane. Seems like pirate ship scene that she was painting. It was nuts.
Okay, that sounds cool. But I have no talent. I remember I got that sculptor. I got that sculpt viewer game. I played it once. I was like, never again. I can't do this. Matt asks, which viewer update games in full VR would you like to see? I would love Half-Life 2, Bioshock, Unreal Tournament. Easy to do since they are older titles. Unreal is not as hard as you think, says Important. Oh, he's on about Unreal Engine, not Unreal Tournament. And okay, so let's answer that question from Matt. What game that's already out, I'm assuming, is what he means.
All of them.
All of them? I say anything.
Like I said before.
Anything first person.
Yep.
Is like just a natural fit.
And I've never played the Bioshock, so this will be even more reasons to be like, oh, I'll play it in VR for the first time.
Bioshock 1 is really good.
Yep.
Real good. What else would I like to see? I don't know how well Metal Gear Solids would translate into VR. Like that, it would have to be more than just a port. But I'd love to see Metal Gear Solid. I mean, Espire 1 is the closest thing we're going to get, I think. But I love Metal Gear Solid, so I'd love to see that in VR. What am I missing? Muzz says, just give me a full Star Wars flight combat game where you can fly all the different ships and also include a good multiplayer mode, and I'd be good for a while. I'm sure someone's going to make that in Dreams. There's bound to be a Star Wars fly-in thing. Space battle shit.
I'm sure. Disney will definitely be capitalizing, I'm sure, on all that stuff.
Chop says, you got plenty talent. The only thing not when it comes to art. Anyway, do you remember my picture of Michael? God rest his soul. You know,
the ET looking guy.
Yeah, the ET looking guy, Michael. Good man. You went to school with him, I believe.
I did.
He
was in one of my classes.
Okay, so Rukia says I would get virtual reality if I can play Soma or Bioshock.
Soma would be incredible.
Bioshock would be a huge, that's one that a lot of people want. Max Payne viewer says
Dark Souls.
Yes. Well, I feel like you need to. Well, it would have to be made from the ground up, I think, for VR, because just patching that shit in. You need to see all the fucking traps coming in behind you, and
there's a lot going on there. But even still, even a God mode of like God perspective of Dark Souls in VR would be incredible.
Okay. Horizon Zero Dawn VR, says Deej. Portal 2. Yeah, Portal games would be great. That's a perfect fit for VR. Horizon Zero Dawn would be cool, especially with the bow and arrow. Battlefield games would be brilliant in VR. Like 64-player online matches, like PUBG as well.
All that stuff.
All the battle royales.
When that stuff starts kicking in, when the process power starts building up, and we can start playing giant multiplayer in VR, that shit's gonna be wild.
Yeah. Chops, thank you for your kind words. And your loose standards for what's considered considered.
No more words like that. Those words are now blocked. No more encouraging words.
Sorry, I just destroyed my biro. Do we have any other questions on the fax machine? We got one from That Guy Is Will viewer.
That guy is Will.
That guy is Will. He asks, "What
is he? Will?
You shut up." He asks, "What PSVR game?"
What are you so mad for?
You know what? If you interrupt me one more time, interrupt me one more time.
So mad?
One more time.
What are you going to do?
Right?
You want box?
I'm going to mute you. I'm going to mute you. I have the power to mute you. Don't make me do it. I don't want to be that guy, but I will be that guy. All right?
Let's box.
I'll box you as well. All right? I can do both. Okay? What PSVR game needs aim support? In brackets beside it, he says that doesn't already have it.
Wasn't that kind of like the first question?
What?
Wasn't that like the first question?
No. First question is about GTA. Like, what are you talking about? What?
The Bioshock question.
The Bioshock question. There was no Bioshock question.
Yeah, what's his name put it? It's like the updates. Which VR game in update, full VR, would you like to see?
Okay, but that's completely different. He's now
Same
what
thing.
Will is asking is what current game do
What's
we have that should have aim support that doesn't?
aim support?
Yeah.
Rush of Blood.
Yeah. That's a good one actually. Like they'd have to add two-handed weapons to replace all the pistols and stuff.
Right.
But that could be done. That's a really good idea.
Or a Rush of, like, they should just do that too. That's a good idea for a Rush of
sequel.
Blood type sequel with just the aim controller.
The feeling that we're never going to see a Rush of Blood 2 though. It looks like Supermassive Games have just moved on from VR.
I wish though, man, that is a good game.
They fucked themselves. They stretched themselves too thin. They released too many games too fast, and we ended up with Bravo Team and The Inpatient, which was mediocre at best. So yeah, but what other games would need aim support that don't have it? Would you say No Man's Sky?
Nah,
No?
You need your hands. You know what I mean? You need your hands.
You do.
You need your hands.
But when
anything with shooting. But what's with shooting? What do we got in shooting?
But any game where you're having fun with your hands, like you sacrifice that when you get the aim. But like, let's say Firewall, for example. It would be cool if you could just wave at people and like get your hands in their face and
with your hands.
Yeah. But
cool.
The trade-off is that you're able to move properly with the aim controller, and it feels like you're holding a gun and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
So there's always a trade-off, I think. So when you said no to No Man's Sky because you need the hands, but you're gaining other things too. But I don't know. It depends on the trade-off. Depends on the game.
It's the fly in the plane part, because that would just be weird.
That's true. That is true. Yeah, that would not work. All right, that's a good point. That is a good point. I rescind my suggestion for No Man's Sky. What else is there though? With aim or move controllers? Maybe L.A Noire. Even though because driving the car would be weird. Yeah, vehicles. The aim is not suited for fucking vehicles.
You know what I mean? It's
only for shooting.
The shooting games.
Okay, so we're talking like any wave shooter.
Any of the wave shooters. Yep.
I can't think of one that like doesn't have.
Yeah, Blasters of the Universe would be a good aim gun. Dying Light in VR. Yeah, that's a good game.
Dying Light.
Dead Island was a good. That'd be awesome in VR too.
Dead Island was a huge disappointment for me.
I still enjoyed it.
The best part of that game was the trailer.
The best part was kicking zombies off the mountain.
No, the best part was the trailer. All right,
kicking zombies
that
off
was
the mountain.
such false advertisement. That was ridiculous.
Yes, it was.
That was ridiculous.
Yes, it was.
It's a completely different game to what was advertised. Ridiculous. They should have been sued for that.
Huge disappointment.
Oh man.
I still had fun though. I still had fun.
I can't fault you then. Need some Rainbow Six ported over, says Chopped. That would be cool.
The Persistence.
Mirror's Edge in VR would be great too.
That was a good game.
Yeah, Mirror's Edge would be
the
cool.
Persistence?
No.
What?
No, I've only played it like so many VR games. I just play once or twice.
It's a hard game too.
Move on.
The Persistence is really hard.
But don't you get better at it the more you die? Like you come back a bit stronger.
Dark Souls type thing. Yep.
If any you saying fictional or frictional? Frictional game was released on VR, I would drop everything and buy it. That company has my soul. What's frictional games? What studio? No.
Fictional?
No, it's frictional. She's naming a studio. Stanley Parable. Is that what they? Is that the frictional games?
Don't know. Never.
Germ
I don't even
says,
think I've ever heard of Stanley Parable.
Stanley Parable is like that one where it's narrated. It's like, he was going to take the door on the left, and then you move to the right, and then he narrates again. It's like a comedy, kind of almost. It's very unique. Is that the one with the jogger? Says Germ. I don't know. Let me check. Do we have another question? A very cool dude says, what is the best thing to put on toast?
Strawberry jam.
Butter.
Strawberry jam.
Okay, I heard your answer. And then
Well,
I
mixed
gave
with
my
butter.
answer.
Strawberry
No,
jam with
no,
butter.
no, no. Don't ever
Yeah,
mix jam and butter.
yeah.
Don't
You
ever do
know,
that.
that's what you.
Don't
Oh,
ever
yes,
do that. That's
you do. Oh,
disgusting.
yes, you
Disgusting.
know.
Don't do that.
Yes, do that.
No. No.
Oh yeah.
Germ. No, not Germ. Chopped says, or a SOCOM 2 viewer would be awesome. SOCOM's a game they need to revive. Mag is also in their, like, arsenal if Sony ever wanted to revive some IPs.
Dead Island trailer, Jogger. I don't know.
Oh, Dead Island 2 had the jogger. And that game still hasn't come out yet. That game's
Dead
like
Island
in
2,
limbo.
I totally ignored that one.
Well, it's a good thing you did, because it's it's like in development hell.
Completely ignored it.
David Boucher says all we need is GTA viewer. I think maybe next gen we're going to see that. GTA 5. It'll be GTA 5. I'm kind of sick of GTA 5 because it's been around so long. But I still love it in VR.
I've never finished that game.
The story isn't great in GTA 5, I don't think. Okay, so frictional games, Mad Soma, Amnesia, and Penumbra.
Amnesia would be fun.
Yeah, Amnesia would be really good. Perfect. All these horror games, first-person horror games, Outlast, perfect for VR.
Yep. Yeah,
real
Outlast would be real good.
Yeah, exactly. Muzz says, now you're talking, Rukia. Yeah, I agree. Those are great suggestions. Apple butter, says Chopped. Apple butter.
Apple
What
butter.
in God's name is that?
Something tasty.
Milking them apples and then letting it ferment.
Maple butter.
Maple butter. Jesus.
Maple butter.
Disgusting. Assassin's Creed.
I still want that Assassin's Creed multiplayer where you
keep
blend
talking
in
about
with
that.
the crowd.
That
in
could,
VR.
yeah, that does sound good.
That.
It sounds good.
Give me that.
Would you like an aim controller with that?
Give it and make it like 6-player. That
About
would be amazing.
Aim controller with crossbows.
Oh, that'd be cool. But
Yeah.
no, I'd like my hands.
Yeah, but that'd be so finicky though. Like you got the hidden blades, and you're like, did I stab him? Did I not? And then when you mess up, he'll be like, oh, what was that noise? He turns around, he spots that, you're fucked. You know? Evil within, says Chuck.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah. That lady, what's the spider woman called in that again? Bloody Mary or something.
That was a good
She's
game.
creepy.
I enjoyed it.
I never finished
Never
it.
played 2. 2 I didn't get into. That was like right when VR flopped me.
I hear 2 is very good.
It is, I'm sure.
Like way better than the first one.
I'm sure.
Yeah. That's it for the questions, I think. From the post, anyway. Unless we get more questions. I did a poll. This is unrelated. 3 days ago, I did a poll saying, what is the scariest PSVR game? And because YouTube only lets you give like 5 possible answers, my 5 possible ones were Resident Evil, Paranormal Activity, The Exorcist, Dread Halls, or Other. So Resident Evil won in a landslide, 84%. But I feel like some people misunderstood my question. I didn't say what's the best PSVR game out of these. I said what's the scariest. See,
that's a lot of people are terrified of like a lot of people won't even play the VR version because they're scared to do it.
But after the first hour of Resident Evil,
it's not that scary.
It stops being scary.
Paranormal Activity scared the shit out.
That was terrifying. Like I was creeping through that house the first time.
That bookcase literally took years off my life.
Oh man!
I'm telling you.
Yeah. Oh, did you look in the mirror? Did you stare in the mirror and it just shatters when you look at it? Like, oh my god!
That was the one I missed.
And The Exorcist. The Exorcist, like the first 3 episodes of The Exorcist, terrifying.
Don't talk about that one.
Terrifying.
Don't talk about that one. I gotta play. That's
right.
For Halloween for me. I'll be streaming that.
And even Dread Halls has its moments, you know.
I'll be streaming that, and I may stream Affected the Mansion. I may walk through like both sides to stream.
That's one I was interested in getting.
Affected
in the past.
Manor.
But yes, some people definitely misunderstood that poll because there's one dude here, 9004K says, "Here they lie, for story." So it's not like the story is scary and Here They Lie, but I think
that was just bizarre. It was basically walking around a desolate Amsterdam with people
Amsterdam
pig heads on,
taking brownies, prostitutes in every window.
Yeah, well that's it. Yeah, well that's what's going on.
Yeah. Okay. David says,
That game gets real weird.
I can't finish Resident Evil. Scares the crap out of me. But how far do you make it? Is it that first hour that's stopping you? Because once you get the guns, once you have a shotgun and stuff like that, you feel powerful all of a sudden. You can fight back.
But it's still, even after you get out of the house, and then you go into like the
trailer,
it has moments. The other house, and the brother's house.
The
it's still scary.
Hold on a sec. There's nothing scary about Lucas. He's just like Jigsaw type of scary.
It's the house, though. It's not really him. It's that house.
Yeah, but his part of the house is like really bright, and it's like disco lights, and it's like it's different. It's fun. I loved it.
What's going on?
I didn't find it creepy though.
It's a different atmosphere.
It's more like torture porn then once you get to Lucas.
Yeah.
Which isn't as scary if you ask me.
Mr. Bits is talking.
Well, my voice is getting dry over here, so maybe it'd be a good time
He'll fill in for you.
What's that?
He'll fill in for you.
All right, bring him up. Can you grab him?
Come here.
Grab him.
Come here. Uh-oh, he's coming. He stopped. He's weary. He knows something's going on. Come here.
Thank you, Nerd. I appreciate that. Hey, Decepticon.
Uh-huh.
Are you going to get Bofa when it comes out?
What is it?
Are you going to get Bofa VR when it comes out? Yeah.
Both
of these nuts, bitch. Yeah.
You got
Roasted. Me. Roasted. Nice one.
What's
Thanks for reminding me
of
that.
Chat?
There's Mr. Bits.
Oh, look at my feet.
Oh, you've got him trained. You've got him trained to do that. Disgusting.
Look at him.
Somebody call Pizza. Somebody call Pizza right away. Oh my god. As soon as that small fleshy thing goes near his mouth, he starts licking. Why is that? Disgusting. Ugh. Why does Decepticon have Pete playing on it?
Pete enjoys my TV so much, I had to put him on there, you know? He loves it. He loves talking about the TV. There he is. Look at him.
He does.
Reptile Man of the Year.
We're going to have something different on that screen every episode, I think. That's the plan. So keep an eye out. Keep an eye out. Maybe it'll be you next time.
You want to be the next face on the screen, leave me a message.
That's
Look at him with his bearded dragon. What's that bearded dragon's name, Pete? What's his name?
Getting roasted. We did it, Nerd. We got him. Peace is light playing in the background. Pete, it's like staring. I want to get guests in here, by the way, Peace. I haven't forgotten about that. But figuring it out is another thing because my laptop is not reliable. But it needs to be tested. I need to test out with a third person to see if it can be done.
Get it together.
Maybe we'll just risk it, and if it's not working, we'll cut you off. But if it does work, we'll keep. Because 3 is a good number, you know? I'd like to get a rotation of guests. So that Decepticon can cut across them instead of cutting across me all the time. You know? Wouldn't that be nice? Be nice to be able to watch that instead of experience that all the time. Mm-hmm. Any update on guests, says Nert. Well, there's my update. That's my update right there. It needs to be tested. And, yeah. I think
you'll be the first guest.
Oh, boy.
You'll be the very first
Decepticon's in charge of the guests. That's his role. That's his role, so... You gotta go through Decepticon, I guess. He's gonna vet you.
Pete Hawkins is the first guest.
Yeah. Pete has called it from day one.
Pete called it. We're going to have a lizard show.
Plus, he's a Patreon supporter. I got to give priority to anyone that's a Patreon supporter. And Pete's up there.
Show off the lizard, show off whatever he wants to show off. Yeah.
Get them spiders, lizards.
Get them spiders.
Geckos, red-eyed snakes, tree frogs, you name it.
Pikachu, whatever you got.
Pikachu's.
Marmoset.
Sean Simmons says, if no video, maybe audio. Yeah, if I can get it to work, then fine. I don't mind doing just audio with a third guest. Nart says Nart says I'm literally free anytime for testing.
Of course you are. You're like 9.
Don't listen to him, Nart. Don't you listen to him. I'm laughing at him, not with him. All right. Any films planned? Yes. See, what I want to do is get the house to myself for a film night, which I haven't not been able to do. Like maybe she'll go visit her parents or something like that, and then I'll do a movie night.
Hey, you want to go see your parents or something?
Nah, she gets really offended when I say that.
Yeah, of course.
It's like, damn, when are you gonna get out of the house? You know. 777 needs to be a guest and 5XL. Yeah. There's like,
when can I get
not 5XL, never 5XL.
Here?
Anyway, is it time to wrap it up, Decepticon?
Is it? How long has this one been?
Do you feel good?
How long has this one been? An hour and 50. So is this one longer than the other time too?
I think it's slightly.
We're still increasing. We're still increasing.
I need to bring a glass of water next time.
I'd say this. You know what? I'm almost finished. You know what? I might as well finish it just in front of you. Like,
I won't look.
Oh man, that was nice and thirst quenching.
I didn't see.
That was thirst quenching.
Muzz says it's time to cut us. You're dragging. I think Muzz is right. I'm feeling it too. Nearly 4 a.m. here. Yeah, it's nearly 4 a.m. for me too. Fluke, where are you from? Anyway. It's time to bounce. Everyone's bouncing. It's time for us to bounce too. Listen, lads, ladies, thank you very much for joining us on episode number 6 of the Touch and Tips podcast. I'm going to put another fax machine image up maybe tomorrow, maybe the day after that, and you can get your questions in for episode 7, and I would appreciate that. So yeah, I really do appreciate them questions. So the more questions we have, the longer this show goes on for. So spam them questions, as long as they're not like stupid, like ridiculously stupid. They can be stupid and we'll still read them out.
Silly
but if they're ridiculous,
you know what I mean?
then maybe not.
Not dumb questions.
GG. Thank you everyone for joining. And I don't know if Cow is still there. He's probably not.
Send us out with a song.
Cow, thank you very much. What?
Go ahead. He wants a song.
Who
Sing
wants
a song.
Nobody's
Sing
a
song.
Oh, he says Decepticon. He says Decon. Send us out with a song. He wants you to do us. Laner.
We can't do that.
Laner says, wait. Have we chatted about Sniper Elite VR? No, we haven't, but
we talked
about it last week.
Last tips. Yeah, that's all.
I haven't heard anything news. Is there anything?
Yeah, that's it.
I don't think there's anything new about that, Laner. Or I haven't heard it anyway. But anyway, if there is, we'll cover it next week, I guess, because it's ending now. It's all over. Goodbye. Okay? Peace out, homies.
GG.
What the fuck is this?
GG.